Hey, 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 you know what day it is, right? Tuesday Tea with D, right? It is Tuesday Tea with D. Okay, so I'm your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and iSpeaklife mentor, helping overwhelmed and overthinking women get out of their own way, get to the business of living so that they can get unstuck and get started. And so with this tea, let me just take a little sip. So good. Hopefully you have your tea. You have settled in to get this good, juicy tea that I'm serving. We are talking about deciding what self-care looks like for you. In this space, over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about just how to ease into a new season, how to adjust to a new season, how to make the new season work for us, right? And so we talked about, recognizing the new season. We talked about pacing ourselves. Even last week, we talked a little bit about creating a new normal. And so out of all of that, right, with the racial tension, with the political tension, with the virtual / hybrid / in-school tension, right? Just there's lots and lots and lots of stuff happening that our anxiety levels, fear, doubt, all of that kind of stuff is at an all-time high, right? And so in that space, we have got to be able to find time to care for ourselves, to care for our mind, to care for our body, to care for our spirit, right? And so whether it is, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, relationally, like all of those things, the most important thing that I want to talk to you about is really deciding what self-care looks like for you, right? In this space, right? Realistically. And it looks different for each individual person. And so what may work for me may not work for you, and what may work for you may not work for me. And so in this space of giving you, just some weekly motivational, tips, tools, and strategies to help you get out of your own way, my goal this week is really to give you some things that will help you decide what self-care looks like for you. And so you may be the person who needs a little retail therapy. You may need a night out with your girls. You may need a mani-pedi or a facial or a full spa day. You may also be the one who, on the other hand, you may need quiet time. You may need prayer time. You may need to read your Bible. You may want to cuddle on the sofa with a blanket and drink some tea or read a book, watch your favorite movie. You may need to take a nice hot bath or whatever it is, take a walk, go for, a bike ride. Like, I'm giving you all sorts of things and different ideas that you can specifically think about what self-care looks like for you. It could be therapy. It could also be for many people, it may not necessarily be the most fun thing to do, but it also may be going to the doctor and getting checked out to make sure all is well in all your hind parts, in and out, right? Many people are not doing that. And so what does self-care look like for you? Your assignment really is to dissect and have a conversation with yourself and say, self, how do I really want to care for myself? And let self answer you, right? What are the things that help you in the midst of this? Because some of you may need to cut the TV off. Some of you may need to cut the phone off. You may need to stop looking at the news. You may need to erase or delete the apps for a little while. It's social media, all that kind of stuff, notifications about what's happening in the world. Some of that stuff is just not healthy for you. You may even need to decide people, places, and things, what things are just off limits at some time, right? You may need to, if like I do, put your phone on do not disturb after a certain time, where certain phone calls you don't get until the next day. I'm just saying, like, you can't always be accessible if you're trying to fill your cup while you're constantly pouring it out, right? And so decide what self-care looks like for you. Literally, it may mean a staycation at a hotel by yourself, maybe with your family. It doesn't necessarily have to be by, alone. You like, family time may be something that really makes you feel good, but you decide what self-care looks like. And then the other part is outside of making the list of things that you want to do, the other assignment is to implement. Right? What I know about my people is that we are good at making lists. We are good at planning, but we are not good at execution. We're not good at implementing, right? We'll make the list, we'll do all of that kind of stuff. And then I'll say, well, what did you do with it? And they'll say, oh, well, I didn't really do much with it. I didn't get that far. And so for me, specifically when I'm dealing with one-on-one coaching, the idea is accountability and action. We're executing. We are not overthinking it. We're simplifying it, and we're literally taking action. And so your assignment this week really is to take some of the things that I talked about, or if it's none of those things, decide what self-care looks like for you. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you're part of my free Facebook group, the iSpeaklife Society, every single Monday I ask this question: What are you going to do for you this week? It's called Do For You Monday. What are you going to do for you this week? And so that's part of today's conversation of Tuesday Tea with D, is deciding what self-care looks like for you, and then deciding what you're going to do and then doing it, right? What does self-care look like for you? What out of those things can you do? And then you got to do it, right? If it's a monthly massage, make the appointment. If it's, and maybe prepay, because if you're not sure when you're going to have the money, save up for it, or just say, I'm going to pay for it now and schedule it later. So that way it's already taken care of. There are no excuses why you can't go now. Like, dang, I spent that already. Save up. So that's that, right? I want you to share this. I want you to let other folks, get in on the juiciness that I'm serving every single week for Tuesday Tea with D. And more importantly, with that, I want you to come back and share in the comments below how you are creating a self-care plan, a life care plan for yourself on taking care of yourself, and what exactly you're going to do. And then maybe even once you've done it, come back and tell me what you did, how you felt, all that juiciness. So I think that's it for today. Take another, swig of my tea. So good. So I'll see you next week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at Facebook and Instagram under TrueheartSpeaks, and you can find me at YouTube and LinkedIn at Detra Trueheart. And so also we are still have enrollment going on for the Inner Circle, iSpeaklife Inner Circle. That is my paid membership program. It's $25 a month and $250 for the year. And you can get all of the details about that at TrueheartSpeaks.com/inner circle. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that here, because we're really just all about the tea that we are serving you each and every week. But I really want you a part of that. And so you can get all of the details there, because I think next to working with me one-on-one, this is a very first step outside of these videos that I share, that you can get working with me, or at least being connected with me intimately, right? And so there's no one-on-one work, but at least you're in my space, you're getting poured into, right? I have the ability to be able to, in that space, influence, impact, impart, and really connect with you in a way that I'm able to do here, but we're not live, right? And so you can't ask questions, and I can't necessarily, connect you with maybe other people in that space, and really look you in the eye and hold you accountable on some things, right? And so I love to be able to do that. So I want you to go to TrueheartSpeaks.com/inner circle, learn a little bit more about the Inner Circle, and really join. We open it up every quarter, and so it will be closing in a few days. So I want you to make sure that you are a part of it, because then it won't open probably until either the end of the year or the beginning of 2021, right? So I think that's it. I just want y'all to have an amazing week. I want you to do something for you this week. I want you to create your self-care plan. And more importantly, once you create it, I want you to implement, and I want you to execute. So I'll see you soon. Take care for another weekly edition of Tuesday Tea with D.